folks. Welcome to Myers Metal Detectors, located in sunny Tampa, Florida, where we sell nothing but fun and adventures, treasure hunting gear, and anything you can imagine for metal detecting. Give us a call, 813-237-1939. Happy hunting and dig deeper.
Live from sunny Florida, it's Treasure Talk.
Welcome to another exciting edition of Treasure Talk.
We hope it will be.
And Jeff, I had just spoken with Richard, so hopefully he's ready to come in. He's got the link, so.
Okay, good.
All right, so hopefully he'll be ready to go. And I guess I better get started real quick. Of course, today's show is brought to you by your friends at Myers Metal Detectors, where we sell fun and adventure. And of course, views, thoughts, opinions expressed here by the Treasure Talk guest and member belong solely to the guest and member, not necessarily to Phil Myers, Jocelyn Myers, Myers Metal Detectors, or Jeff Monin.
True.
And the purpose of Treasure Talk is to promote the hobby of metal detecting and treasure hunting and educate our members in a fun, informative manner. And tonight we got an exciting guest who's been on before. And he's going to teach us a little bit about coins, hopefully.
He's going to teach us a lot about coins, I hope.
Yeah, me too. I hope a whole lot about coins.
Yeah, I think he will. Everybody is really looking forward to this show tonight, I think. And hopefully there'll be a lot of questions for Richard.
Yes.
I see he's in the green room now, so we should be good.
Sweet. Awesome. Well, I wanted to tell folks too about Richard. He has a coin store here in Tampa, Florida, and I'm sure he's going to talk a little more about that. But, you know, Richard is also one of the members of the West State Archaeological Society, which is Tampa's metal detecting club. And he allows us to use his building there for our meetings. And it's always the third Monday night, or third Tuesday night of the month. And that meeting is coming up, it looks like, on the 16th. And for folks who, the benefit about being in a metal detecting club is there's a lot of experts in the club in different areas. Richard is there. He's got Andrew with him. They're experts in coins. There's experts like Charlie Livingston in bottles. There's experts on Indian artifacts. Any topic in treasure hunting, there'll be experts there. So if you get a chance, come to the West State Archaeological Society, and we go by WSAS.club. And that's on Facebook. Yeah. It's on Facebook and also it's got its own webpage.
Can you say West State Archaeological Society 3 times fast?
No, I can't say that fast. I'm lucky I can say it once. But like I said, you'll see experts in every aspect of treasure hunting at these club meetings. And it's a good place to learn a lot of information. And of course, Richard and Andrew from his coin store are there, and you can learn from them. Or if you got a question doesn't get answered tonight, which I hope they all do, try to make it to a club meeting and you'll see his store and what he's got there for sure.
He's got a really, really nice store.
He does.
I've been there to one meeting. And you remember that meeting?
Yes.
So it's really a nice store. So I think everybody's really looking forward to tonight. And if you got questions out there, get them in the chat. I'll see them, or Jocelyn will see them.
Yeah, she's over on the other side. We had a little gremlins tonight already started, but I think we made it through it. Can you see the screen, Joss? Can you hear me or see the screen, Jocelyn?
Oh, Jocelyn, come in, please.
Can you? I think she can.
Is she giving you the sign language?
Yes, I'm talking to you, Joss. Can you see the comments on the screen? Oh, how about on the phone? Okay, so I'm going to duck over there for a second and give her my phone, so at least she'll have something to follow behind, because she says she's not able to see it. We've got gremlins here at the shop, but it seems like it's working a little bit, but I guess we better get Richard on too.
Yeah, we'll get him on. So I know we already got one one question, but we'll feel that in a bit. So, excuse me. Everybody, you're in for a treat tonight. You've seen him before, and now you're going to see him again. One of the most knowledgeable individuals and most generous individuals you'll ever want to meet. Richard from Coinicopia knows almost everything there is to know about coins. So if you've got any questions, let's get them up here. Let's get them asked. Richard will be more than happy to answer those for you. And I know everybody loves coins, especially the old coins. And he stepped up to the mark tonight, let me tell you. So somebody, and I don't know what time it's going to be, somebody during the show is going to win a 1600'S Reale. Can't beat that with a pirate's wooden leg. Ain't that right, Phil? So,
Not with the pirate's wooden leg. Can't beat
that's
it.
right. So take your eye patch off and get ready. Open both eyes so you can see everything that's going on. And let's welcome Richard from Coinicopia. Hey, Richard.
Hi, thank
There
you,
he
Jeff.
is.
That was a phenomenal introduction. I appreciate that.
Well, we're glad you're at the club, and we're also glad you let us use your building there at the club. And it's worked out really good for the Tampa Metal Detecting Club.
Yeah, well, you're welcome. Yeah, it has worked out really well, and I appreciate everybody coming over and all that and using the building. I mean, that was the intention when I got it, is to support things like this, and that's working out really well. And I'm like halfway retired because that was my retirement dream. I just can't seem to get out of my regular job, but eventually this will be full time every day. So, and that's my dream and my hope. And just that I know everything about coins. There's so much to know. I do know a plethora of, but oh boy, that is such a big field. There's so much to know in coins and so many different directions you can go with it. Oh boy. So that is such a big field.
Oh, I was getting some feedback there.
Yeah, I heard that.
I think that might have been my fault for hitting the YouTube button by accident.
That's right. Keep your hands in your lap or in your pocket, Phil.
I got to stop doing that.
Yeah, Phil, come on, man.
Stop
messing
touching
things
the
up.
computer, because then the gremlins are be jumping.
I think that's the truth. Well, let's start off. We do have a question right off the bat from Roy Goodall. What is the oldest coin that you have found and where?
The oldest coin I have found, believe it or not, as we're giving away tonight, which you mentioned, is a half real. The oldest coin I found was a 1 real. I can't quite make out the mint, but it's not Mexico. So it's either Guatemala or Lima or one of those Central America, but it was right underneath of a nickel. And that's the funniest thing. I was downtown and they were taking up the sidewalks and replacing water pipes. And I jumped out and there was a flat area that they hadn't dug up the pipes yet. They had only removed the concrete slabs of the sidewalk. So it was just fresh dirt that had been underneath that sidewalk for probably, that sidewalk was probably poured 50, 60, 70 years ago. I don't know. It was a pretty old part of town. And the first thing I did, I swept it back and forth and I just scraped, and right there was a nice buffalo nickel. Common date, 1934, mediocre condition, but yet not corroded, spotted, or anything. Just a nice nickel. And then I passed by the same hole again, a little bit further down, pull it out. It just looked like a silver slug at first, because at that time, I had never even really owned a real at that time. That was so long ago. And turns out it's a 1 real, downtown Tampa. And I just have to figure that came from more than likely through Cuba, with the Cubans that were coming back and forth and bringing stuff. The actual date, I do not recall, but it was the early 1800s. It was earlier than 1815, but it was 18 something. So right in that very first 1800s years.
Very cool.
Yeah, that's definitely a prized possession in my collection of things I have found myself.
Yes, indeed.
So,
Well, very good. I've got another question. He said, "What's the best way to clean silver coins?"
well, that completely depends on what you have to clean off of it. Um, Typically, when you're metal detecting, you're going to find the typical green corrosion that digs right down deep into the metal. When you remove that corrosion, it also takes the metal away, so you're left with pitted metal. Um, Sometimes I'd rather just leave the green on it rather than look at a hole in my coin. But if you clean it, if there's only small amounts, those small holes are not a big deal. But I would start first with just some good soap and water. Make sure you're getting all the grime off it and all the loose dirt. Use a soft brush that's made out of nylon bristles, like your toothbrush or the plastic bristles will not scratch the surface of a metal coin. So you can rub that coin and rub that coin and rub that coin. As long as there's all the loose dirt is off it, you're not rubbing dirt around it with your bristles. So you got to get that dirt off first.
Just
And
roll
then,
your chair out if you want.
yeah, and then
Can
you
you
can
do that?
keep on cleaning that until it just stops cleaning anymore. Then I usually soak mine in oil. If it's a copper coin, if it's a silver coin, that won't help it. But if it's a silver one, I would then I would use vinegar, plain old white vinegar.
Very good. Very good. Yeah. Now, Phil, I can you see the questions when I put them up on the screen?
My eyesight isn't quite that good, but yeah, I guess if I lean in, I can see it. How do you clean a newly dug, dirt caked copper colonial coin?
And that
Oh
is
yeah, that's the
in New
copper
York.
specifically. Yeah, the copper ones are tricky. Like I said, what I would do with those is use, they sell oil, this old coin oil, little bottle of it, just it's maybe a little 3 ounce bottle they used to sell. And today, if you could find it, it's over $500 a bottle because
Oh,
supposedly it's this
geez.
magic coin oil, right? Well, I still had some left, but I also have some guns and stuff, and I have found that there's a really nice oil. Gosh, and I should have brought it with me. It's in a black with a bottle with red writing. It's something 2000. If you type in gun oil 2000, it'll come up. It's a detergent kind of oil. It actually helps clean the coin as it's oiling the coin, and I can tell you that that oil works just as good as that really expensive stuff. And it's still expensive for as far as gun oil goes. It's like 3 ounces. It's still going to cost you $20, which is a lot for a little tiny thing. But you don't use all that much on the coins. But you don't need to soak it. What you do is you drop it on one side, let it completely cover one side, flip it over, lay it down on a hard surface, coat the next side, like maybe inside of a little round cap, like I don't know, like a bottle cap or something like that. So you don't have to use a lot of your oil, but you don't need to swim it in there because the oil doesn't go anywhere. It stays right on the surface. So you don't need to waste the oil making it swim in it. Just about maybe 4 drops on each side, and just lay it down and let it sit there for months. Actually, with the copper ones, to do it right, it's going to take a while. You need to let it set for a while, and then clean it again, wash it off, soap and water. Use Dawn because Dawn is good remover of grease and grime and all that. It strips that oil away, and then that takes a lot of the dirt and corrosion away with it. Now you've preserved what's left, and you've stopped the action of the corrosion because that coin will actually keep corroding if you don't clean it. So all coins, if you haven't washed them with soap and water and oiled them, they're still corroding. So
Yeah.
you want to get that done.
Is
Yeah,
that
I
called
noticed.
Slip 2000, Richard?
What's that?
Is it called Slip 2000?
That's it. That's it. Yep. That's what I use.
We had
Okay.
somebody
I
by
got-
the name of Rick Tumbleson in here, so I don't know if you know him or not.
Yes, I sure do.
Well, you may want to ban him from your store,
Oh my gosh. Yeah, yeah, I'm gonna do that. Is he on? I hope he's not online with us, but because I was
He
gonna
is.
say
He
stuff.
is.
Yes.
Oh
He
my
is.
gosh. Okay. Well, I'll keep it a secret then. Okay.
Well, he's going to be
Thanks
in
for warning me.
Coinicopia jail because he's really used to being in Facebook jail. So he's no stranger to behind bars.
I got a couple of comments here and a couple of questions. The one, Richard, we used to do that with the oil, but I used like olive oil on some of the buttons that I dug downtown that were made out of brass. And I
Yes,
felt like that worked okay, but it never cleaned the coin. It took forever to clean any dirt off of it. The oil you have must actually clean it a little more, huh?
it does a little bit because it has a cleaning detergenting action to it.
Right.
Um, some secret formula that they use, and yes, it does the exact same thing. And oil was the predecessor that would have been recommended by all the old school coin shops and collectors and people was all your copper coins. If there's no corrosion at all, the olive oil is just fine.
Yeah.
But if you're trying to remove corrosion, you need a little bit more something with a
Right.
little detergent effect to it.
Yeah. And I got a question here from Andrew T. And this is an interesting question, especially for a guy like you as a coin store. What do you think of the copies that are coins that are coming out of China? Do you see many of those?
Yes, actually, I see quite a few. Um, wow. They tend to be sold at flea markets. Okay. There's just a plethora of them at flea markets. And it used to be if you could find a good old coin at a flea market that, oh my gosh, you might have gotten a score for $10 and you found $100 coin. And, but now if you find one for $10, it's because it's a Chinese copy that they paid 60 cents for. And, no, that's going to be more than ever. And it's such a problem with that. But there is a task force in place right now that the customs has set up together with another government agency, but where they're finding these large groups of this stuff and then tracking it back and then holding it at the dock. But of course, everything's being held at the dock right now, from what I hear. But they're trying to hold that back and then track down the source. In other words, where is it coming from? And then kind of banning the source from even shipping to the US entirely. And part of that is why it's a little bit of it is the reason why they have put some bans on dealings with China is they don't care if they rip us off. They just don't. So I mean, certain companies will do right so that they can keep selling to you, but that's the only reason. The last time they're not going to do it so nicely, but so they're in general they're fairly easy to tell. The ones that you're going to see, the cheap ones at the flea market and that kind of thing, they're easy to tell if you understand the coin that you're buying. Make sure you've seen that coin before. Chances are, if you've seen it before, you're gonna be able to look at it and tell that it's not right. It's too good to be true. It's got a grainy surface, or the detail isn't really nice. Like the letters don't have like straight sides. It's kind of rounded, and it's kind of soft look to it. But then there's these high end ones coming out. Those are the ones that really scared me, where even coins that are certified to be genuine by NGC and PCGS and PCI and Annex and these guys, but now they're faking the holders and everything.
Oh,
And
geez.
I know it's terrible. So it's really hard. You got to know the coin. Now, I wouldn't let that stop you from buying certified coins because there really is so few out there. They tend to fake the very expensive ones to do that because it's very costly for them to duplicate the hologram and duplicate the label and duplicate the holder. And they just can't do all those things unless it's worth their while.
Right.
So if it's a $5 coin in a holder, chances are it's not fake because it's just money to scale, and it would be done.
Right.
But there are some expensive coins. I mean, we got into our shop not long ago a gold Cougarand, and people buy that as an investment. A lot of times that's not so much a collector coin, although they are dated and they are collected. Typically, they're just bought to hold as wealth. And unfortunately, it's being sold to people that don't know coins. So when they look at it, it just looks like a beautiful coin to them, and
Right.
they're fake. In fact, when we bought it from a guy for $50 as a counterfeit. He was crying, but I said, please, I need this coin. So I still have the holder cracked open. I still have the coin, and I show it so we could put it on the scale. It doesn't. It's short, like 6 grams. It's so far off the weight wise and everything,
Right.
and because they had to keep it um, the same size, or else it would be obvious. But then the size, since it's not gold, which gold is very dense and heavier, they used a lighter metal, so it's actually a thicker coin and everything. But they had to, still keep that size. So that scares me quite a bit. I mean, the poor guy, he doesn't have a lot of money, and he was scared with all the things going on with the economy and this and that. And he's bought other golds from us before in the past, and he did this one. He got it off of uh, Facebook Live, I believe, is where he said he
Probably Facebook Marketplace, I would
Oh,
think.
Marketplace, that's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And he had gotten other stuff on there that was fine. And then he got this one, and he even said that once he went to go get it, that the guy was real sketchy and that he kind of felt uncomfortable and uneasy, but he felt like he was committed since he made the guy meet him. You know what? If you don't like it, don't buy it. Don't sit there and be nice to this guy and give him your money anyway. If you don't like it, tell him you're feeling funny or whatever. Find out something. Don't worry, because you'll never see him again anyway.
Right.
You won't ever see that guy again. Don't worry about hurting his feelings. Do not.
Or what about, Richard, if they paid you guys or your store to verify? Because you would have probably saw that, wouldn't you?
Right. Well, the thing is he came to us with it right after he bought it. And he called saying, I need you to look at this. I have a bad feeling. I need you to look at this. And I was getting ready to leave, but I said, okay, I'll wait. Come on. And he came right away. And sure enough, it was no good. Okay. We have a meter that we use. Yeah, and this thing cost us $3,000, but you can lay a coin on it. Gold coin, silver coin. It could even be in a slab, certified slab, and lay it on there, and it'll tell you if it's genuine or not. If it's genuine gold, real gold or real silver or whatnot. So, and then it'll know the thickness and the gauge of the say a Morgan dollar. So you put it in that it's a Morgan. If the metal's off or something's off, it's going to tell you that it has this bar and these lines, and it's got to line up between the lines, and it's doing like a sonographic test to it. And some other type of test. So we use that, and as soon as we put it on it wasn't within the bars, and the guy he just about started crying.
Yeah, I could see I'd be crying too, because that was probably a couple $1,000.
He went in the bathroom. I think he threw up. I didn't think he had to take a leak. I think he went to throw up. So.
Yeah. Well, Richard, we got a load of questions, so we're going to have to be a little quicker on it. Jocelyn's over there handing me questions on these papers left and right, and Jeff, I think, is hanging them up there too. So,
yeah,
I got one first, Jeff, and this one is from Shannon Bordner, and she wants to know what detector you use, Richard.
Well, I have been using the CZ20 for many years. I chose that because I scuba dived a lot, and I love to get artifacts underwater. And I used it quite a bit in the beach and underwater and diving and all that. But actually, I used it more often than not on land. But what I liked about it is that it's a sealed unit. So if it gets dirty, you could just hose it off with a hose and wash it with a brush, and you don't have to worry about it rusting or anything like that. I just got the Deus 2. All I've been able to do is I got it for Christmas from my favorite shop, Phil Myers Detectors.
I am that, yeah.
Yes,
he did. Woo!
And we got 2 of them from you.
Yes, he got a legend too for his son, so that was a Merry Christmas for sure.
That's right, and he detects with that over on Kennedy Space Center property.
Oh, well, nice.
Well, he works out there for SpaceX, so he can go along the side of the road where people have been for years lining up to watch the rockets go off. And he's
Ah,
detecting along the side of the roads and where they would put the stadiums and all that, where the seats are gone, but people used to sit there waiting for the launch. And he lost all finding the weirdest things. I don't know why people bring these weird things in their pocket, but they do. Um,
People are
so,
strange.
right. So I have
Look
yet
at
to
that stranger.
right. I have yet to use the Days 2. I put it together, but I have not had a chance to even use it yet. But it is an underwater one, so I can still do the same thing and use it the same way. And I'm really looking forward to learning that one, get used to it because it's so much lighter. And I have really high hopes for it.
No, they'll all be realized, Richard. We
oh,
got one from Al Laudette. He wants to know, what about electrolysis? What's your opinion on electrolysis?
Um, Electrolysis. If you want the natural color of the coin to come out, it's not going to happen using electrolysis. Electrolysis is going to take that thing right down to fresh, brand new metal. Well, all that's going to be left. That thing's going to look, if it's a copper coin, it's going to look like a penny that came right out of the roll, brand new today. And that's such a, well, it just doesn't look right if you're a coin collector. You know, an older copper is not supposed to look like that.
yeah, like was minted. It doesn't want, you don't want it to look like that.
Yeah, it just, you might as well just take it and polish it right down to the metal with a wire brush or like a moto tool, you know, the little roto
Yeah,
things with a roto zip with a wire brush. And believe it or not, there was a time where I practiced cleaning with that to see how I could get it to look, and then retoning it and trying to make it look natural like the rest of them. And so I've gone through all that. And but no, I don't. The electrolysis, that's really meant artifacts is what you want to use the electrolysis on. It'd be a lot better, but I wouldn't. I don't, not for the coins. No.
okay, well, uh, I would only use electrolysis on like an iron artifact or something I wanted to clean up. So I'm with you on that, Richard. And I guess I missed the guy's name, but it was a comment that was worth reading from. His first name was Mark, but I couldn't. It went by. Jocelyn handed me the phone, and I handed it back to her. But he said on a Cougaran or a coin like that, buy from a reputable dealer, somebody you know, and folks, that's what Richard is here. He's a dealer here in Tampa, so uh, you should listen to those words. If you're going to spend your money on a coin, make sure you're not buying off Facebook Marketplace. Go to a dealer because I'm sure, Richard, you had coins like that the guy was buying.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And even if it was a large quantity, we order it. And
Right.
so it's tested before it comes in, then we test it again and we stand behind it. And we have a brick and mortar building. We're not going anywhere. So there's no way we're going to let a counterfeit or a fake like that come out of our shop.
Yes. And Richard, how long have you been? Well, I know how long have you been a collector, and then how long have you been a dealer?
Oh boy, I've been a collector since I was 8 years old.
So that's a couple years anyway.
Yeah, it's a couple years. I'm a little bit older than my face might make me look, but a dealer. I'd say just 5 years as a dealer now.
Yeah, with your store, 5 years.
Yeah, the store. Before that, I had a lot of extras, and I'd trade them here and there, but not really a dealer per se.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
5 years.
but I've known you probably for what, 30, 20 years, 30 years, a long time.
A little over 30 years.
Yes, and we were in an
31
antique
years.
store together and with Jocelyn, and that was a while ago. So I know Richard. So folks, if you're interested in the coin, go see my friend Richard here. He can help you out for sure.
That's right. And then also, not just coins, but all the precious metals. I mean, we buy silverware, we buy jewelry, we sell it. I typically will sell things like chains and things that are kind of, what I call typical. Something that's odd or like that, it's going to move down the road to someone who would do a better job with that. But we do deal with all the metals. We have the ounces of silver, the 10-ounce bars of silver. We've had in the 100-ounce bars of silver, which are a little bit hard to get a hold of right now. And then with the gold, with the 10th ounce, the small easy to purchase because it's only a 10th ounce. Of course, there's a lot higher of a premium. You're going to pay about 20% over the gold value for a little 1/10 versus buying a full ounce. You're only going to pay about 5% over the spot price of that day. So it's more convenient. The smaller pieces is easier to buy, but you're paying a premium now. But likewise, when we buy the smaller, we also pay a premium back. Not quite as much, not quite as drastic of a difference, but we do pay a little more on the smaller pieces to compensate for that premium because it's easier for us to sell.
Right.
So we pay more for it.
Now, Jeff, I see you were posting some pictures, some questions in rapid fire. Did you want to address any of those, or did we cover
Well,
it?
this one from Shannon Bortner. Do you have an online shop, Richard?
Oh, Jeff, yes, I do. The shop that I have online, though, is primarily Cuban coins. I am 50% Cuban, and that was when I started collecting seriously, was when I learned that there was a thing called a Cuban coin. I never had really paid much attention. I was more into racing motocross and surfing and that kind of stuff. I was still collecting a little bit and went into a shop and found a Cuban coin. And I said, oh, this is neat. Oh, my mother's Cuban. And really got into that. So now we have about 3,000 items on Coinicopia's website. It is now the largest website in the world that sells Cuban coins. The nice thing about when you collect Cuban coins, you can't buy them on eBay. They're banned from selling on eBay. So you have to come to a online shop that specializes in it to get that kind of thing. And we have a lot of the obscure things and the hard to get and the real high grades and that kind of stuff. So that's the online shop right now. We don't sell our regular US coins or bullion online. We sell that at our show. Same place that we have the West State Archaeological Society meeting. We have a show on the first Saturday of every month, except January, which would have been this last Saturday because of the big fun show in Orlando. We always go to that instead. But the rest of the year, the first Saturday of every month, the building's open. We have 27 tables now of dealers selling bullion and coins and artifacts and knickknacks and buttons and badges but primarily coins and bullion. There's some serious bullion dealers there. If you wanted to come in and buy a serious amount, you can do that. It's not a problem. There's several dealers. That way you can get pricing from multiple dealers. If you want to sell your coins, you can get multiple prices and you can kind of shop it around and see who's going to give you the best price, because no one dealer is going to give you the best price for everything.
Right.
A bullion dealer is not going to pay you for a buffalo nickel that's an early one that's in fine shape. He's barely going to pay you $15 for it, and it's a $150 nickel, so because that's not what he deals in. But he's going to give you a better price for if you're just buying bullion. He might give you a better price per ounce than a regular coin dealer that doesn't deal with bullion. So you have to pick your dealer, and that's what makes it a really good opportunity to get the best of what you want and spread it around. It's really
Do you have a website for the viewers?
What's that?
What's the web address for your online store?
Oh, it's Coinicopia.com. Oh, .store. Yeah, it's Coinicopia.store, and that's Coinacopia.store.
Okay.
And Richard, I've got Jocelyn hand me her phone because she's got like 7 questions on it.
Okay.
She doesn't want to write them down and hand them to me, so we'll try to do some rapid fire here.
All right.
And the one was the website address, but the other one is somebody, Michael Busy Bee Detecting. I'm looking for someone to look at my grandfather's pocket watch from 1871. I guess he's looking at it to see if you could tell him what kind of metal it was, correct?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Sure. So that would be something you could bring to even the metal detecting club meeting, because Richard is there. But if you wanted to go to the store, you could do that too, or the show. Then the next one is, this is from Roy Goodall. Do you melt down silver coins to bars?
I don't, because it's dangerous to your health. I don't know if you know, but melting silver puts off a very toxic fume. So that's a dangerous thing to do if you don't know what you're doing. But no, I do not. But I do have other dealers that actually melt down like Canadian cents, because Canada did away with the 1 cent and you can't do anything with them. And people have jars full of them that they kept in whatever. And so those are getting melted down into copper bars, which is kind of interesting to collect too.
Yeah. Now, do you collect the copper pennies? Save them yourself?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I don't melt those down because those, well, that's a whole nother story. We got to keep short answers. So I think I mentioned it last time a little bit, talked about what to do with your copper pennies.
Just
But
hoard
say,
them, correct?
yeah, 1982 and earlier are more or less 100% copper. They're 0.98%, 98% pure copper. So save all 1982 and earlier, save them all. Currently, I'm buying those for 3 cents. If they're the wheat set, they're 4 cents a piece. So that's 4 times face value, which isn't bad. And save them up. They're going to go up in value.
Oh, we got an interesting comment here from Mermaid Treasure Hunter. She lives in Okinawa, and
Wow.
she just tried to go to your website and access denied. I guess it's because she's in Japan or something. I don't know.
It's possible. That might be.
Well, someone else could try to sign on now, and it's Coinicopia store.
Yeah. If you can't get on, email Andrew. Andrew runs the website and runs the store, and his email is andrew@coinicopia.store. And let him know, and he'll either walk you through it or help you or see why it's being blocked and unblock it.
Okay, well, we just had some people, Jocelyn told me, some people are actually on your website now, and it's working. So maybe it's just where she's at.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
I will take care of getting her the email.
Yeah, and somebody from Canada was on it too. Jocelyn just telling me.
Okay, good.
All righty. So let me go through some questions I've got here. One thing, a comment that I saw coming through, this was from the last time, I guess. Ricky T said that the peso macho was an awesome coin.
Yes, thank you. That is an awesome coin.
And let's see here. This question is from Donna Campanelli, and she's saying, should you tumble or clean up old coins, or is this something that shouldn't be done?
The old coins that you just want to cash them in for money and they're too dirty, most certainly tumble them, clean them, and roll them up, or take them to your put them in the coin machine or whatever. But yeah, because if you throw them in there dirty, you're just going to probably jam up the machine and not get your money's worth and all that. So clean them up first so that they're spendable. And then if they're ones you really want to collect, no, don't tumble them. Just clean them, like I said earlier in the broadcast, and that, put them in your collection that way.
Yeah, I would say the same thing. I don't even clean my coins. If they're beach coins and got shell all over them, I'll clean the shell off of them. But if you're in the shop, you might get some of those coins and change.
Dirty money, right?
I spend it. The people at the grocery store look at me funny when I hand them a dime that's black. They say, no, that's a penny. I say, look again. That's a dime.
That's a dime. Yep. Well,
so
you got to get
your money.
Get yourself a little tumbler. You can get the big ones aftermarket fairly cheap, or you can get a new small one and then tumble up, a small handful at a time with a small one. They're not that expensive, and you just tumble them up.
Yeah, clean them that way, and then get out there and spend them and find some more for sure.
Right.
I think I would just soon argue with the clerks at Publix rather than do that.
Oh, that's too funny.
Okay. You got more questions?
Go ahead there.
No, I said, do you have some more?
Oh, I know Jocelyn will be handing me some more for sure. But This question, let me read this one. It's hard to read in my light here. I got a bright light flashing right in my face so that I can be visible on my laptop. Uh, let's say you're a newbie. This is from Donna Campanelli. Again, let's say you're a newbie at metal detecting on the beach and find a coin on the beach. What's the step to do if you don't know what it is? I guess if you're over on the East Coast, you can find a coin. You don't know what it is. I know what the first step I would do.
Okay, let's hear that one.
I'd go take it into a coin dealer like Richard and say, "Hey, is this
What do I
thing
got?"
worth cleaning or what is it?"
Exactly.
You get a lot of those questions, Richard.
Yes, because if you're not familiar with it right away, it could be something special. It very well could. Because if not, you would know, or you would recognize a dime, a nickel, a quarter, whatnot. But something you don't recognize, oh, most certainly. Take it to someone that you trust or know, or bring it into our shop. We do have this wonderful technology today where you could just snap a picture of it, text it to us, and in a few seconds we could reply back what we think it is. We don't mind doing that. That the technology is a wonderful thing these days where people don't have to bring everything they've got to a shop to find out what it is. From pictures, I can pretty much appraise a complete collection of standard coins. Now, if they're really high end, I got to look at them real close. If they're standard coins, standard amount of wear, I can see what they are. But from pictures, and it's amazing how good I could do with that.
Oh, that's a good question, Jeff. Jocelyn just handed me that one. You want to take that one?
Go ahead.
Okay, this one's from Roy Goodall, and he's saying, how is the push for digital money going to affect the value of coins in the future? Because everybody's going away from coinage and going like the Canadians got rid of their penny. What is your thoughts on that?
I think what's going to happen is it's still going to get used less as time goes by, but it'll never go away. It's just more and more of the percentage of transactions will be done electronically or with electronic coins rather than real coins. Because really, when they say electronic coins, they're talking about dollars, large dollars typically too, not coins. They just call it a coin. Even though at one time there was an actual Bitcoin, a real coin called.
Ew. That gives me the shivers, that Bitcoin stuff.
Yeah, it crashed recently.
See, now very few out there will remember this, but the many loves of Dobie Gillis with Maynard J. Krebs. If you said work, he jerked. With me, if you say Bitcoin, I get the same thing, and it's a long story. Phil will tell you the story sometime.
I have some Bitcoin stories too.
Well, Jeff got hacked on Facebook, and the person was a cryptocurrency specialist and was using his pictures and trying to sell Bitcoin and crypto. So
and
I always,
as him.
if people ask me about that kind of stuff, I say, don't go near that if you don't understand what it is. And since I don't understand what it is, I'm not going near it either. I want to see, when I want to collect a coin, I want the coin in my hand so I can see it, whether it be a silver coin, a gold coin, or whatever. I want the physical coin. I don't want something that's in the air.
So, Philip, when Bitcoin crashed just recently, how much money did you lose?
I didn't lose 1 cent.
There you go. Okay.
So, that's the way that goes.
It is.
All right. So, Jeff, are we doing a giveaway tonight?
Yeah, we'll give one away in a little bit. Go ask more questions.
You got some more?
Nope.
We got a little more time?
Yeah, we got time. So, it looks like we got 15 more minutes. So if you have some questions, be sure to text them on there because I know they go by me so fast. I'm thankful that Jocelyn's here because she can pull them and Jeff pulls them and puts them on the screen, which it looks like there's one on there now, but I can't see it.
I can. It's from Moose in New York. He said, what is a good coin value book to get? I heard about the Red Book. What would be your recommendation, Richard?
Oh, the Red Book. That's one of the oldest books around that's been doing this for the longest amount of time, made from Whitman Publishing. They do a great job keeping up with it. The thing is I was able to get a 2023 Red Book last March. So how accurate those prices are, it's pretty far off. I mean, they're within the ballpark. Okay, so you can use it as a good reference to get an idea. The Red Book is a retail guide, which would be, that is the price that a collector would pay a dealer, or that's the end user collector price. Typically it's a little bit higher than that Red Book price. You can get almost any one of them coins, even especially at a show, for a good bit less, probably 30-40% less than Red Book. There's also another thing that people don't know. It's called the Blue Book, and that's the dealer's price guide. That's going to have the prices that I would say are the true prices that are traded at. And the way that now people could get in between the dealer and the wholesaler and get some coins at that better price, that's going to be at that Blue Book price. And then there's other publications, the Gray Sheet. We give away that price guide here at our show that we have once a month. It's like a magazine type thing. A new one comes out every month. Now that one's much more accurate and up to date because it's a monthly publication. As a matter of fact, the Gray Sheet itself, for dealers, they update their prices in real time daily. Like as they update it, if you have the website version, it's updated right in front of you. So that number can change while you're watching it. So that's the thing. The Red Book's good too because it has a lot of information. Like if you go to the 1 cent, the US 1 cent, not a penny, we have cents, not pennies, but you go to the 1 cent, it's going to tell you what are the most popular errors to look for. It's going to tell you what year they changed from solid copper to zinc. It's going to tell you the exact diameter of it, the weight of it, all that kind of information. So that book is great for that. Whereas the Gray Sheet is purely a price guide. It won't help you with information on the coin whatsoever. So that's the difference between those. So,
well, that Red Book has a lot of information on the mintage of the coins too, and a lot of different information in there. Those are good books, and they're also collectible too.
They are.
Yes,
I even have a collection set of them.
I don't have the first one. I have just about every other one, but I don't have the first one. I think it was 1946 or something.
47. Yep. It's virtually impossible to get that one too. I wouldn't, if you only have that, I would say you have a complete set. Yeah. If you're only missing that one, you might be missing the first 2 or 3 years though, because those other ones are, if not, you may want to sell it because they're worth a lot of money.
Okay. I'll have to look. So it looked like we missed a couple of questions there. Jeff, one was from Ricky T. Said, what was the hot item at the fun show last week?
The highlight item at the fun show.
The hot coin item at the fun show.
Well, in my case, the top coin that I sold was a Cuban coin, a collectible. It's a 1 peso. It has a picture of a hot air balloon on it. There was 23 of them made. I sold it for $6,000.
Oh, very good.
Now,
nice.
Now, the same a coin that was a U.S. coin, only 23 made, that would have been $6 million.
Oh, geez.
So, but at least there's enough collectors that's going to bring that one up pretty high too. And that's the kind of coin that will always be it's going to hold its value. It's going to do nothing but go up. But there was some nice coins there. Easily, there's some booths there that the whole 3 tables full of coins, not a one of them under $1,000.
Oh, geez.
Another guy will have a case where 1 case full with about 125 coins. The cheapest one in there is 25,000.
Oh my goodness.
I know, it's
I'm glad
insane.
I didn't go there. I couldn't afford to shop there.
I mean, you have people walking in with a briefcase, you know, with a chain going to their wrist, and it's strapped to their wrist, and the guys coming in with armed guards and everything, and people are some crazy stuff going on there. But you know, you're talking about a huge show with 800 tables, and it's just immense and so intense. Just the amount of stuff will just it's just mind-boggling. If you have psychological issues about too many coins in one place, you're going to have a panic attack at the fun show.
Okay, well, let's ask this question and then we'll do the giveaway.
All right, Jeff, go ahead. Let's do it.
JBP Hobbyist, is there anything you can do to a zinc penny to keep it from corroding? I have some in penny book, but they are corroding.
Yeah, take them out of the book. Chances are that book is if it's an older one, that cardboard that you pop the penny into, that's not acid-free paper. The ink, the paper, how they wash the wood to turn it into cardboard or however that's done. There's an acid that they use to do that, and there's residues of it left in the paper, and that is actually hurting your coins. So I would say take it out of that book and put it into a clear flip that's not PVC. If you get any of the newer flips, the better quality ones, they won't have PVC in them. So the clear plastic flips that are intended for coins, there are books you can put them into if you wanted to keep your collection also, but that's probably the best way. Even the 2x2 cardboard flips, it's a 2-inch by 2-inch cardboard where you put the coin in and flip it and then fold it over and then staple it shut. Coins will stay a very long time in that. Those are made for coins. It's acid-free paper. It's the right kind of plastic, and they'll last a long time in there without changing color or corroding.
Okay.
Very good.
Well,
Guess
Jeff,
what
you
time
better
it is?
do it because Jocelyn's telling me that we're getting close here.
Well, we've got plenty of time. We got enough time.
Yeah,
I
looks like
got
we got
plenty.
about 8 minutes. Yeah.
Yeah, somebody else asked me last time about Florida tokens.
Oh,
So
yes. I love Florida tokens.
so I started looking into them more than usual, and I have a book full of some Florida ones that I've collected over the years, and haven't paid too much attention to it lately. And so whoever asked the question about it, so last month I was looking through it, and it's like, oh man, I got some pretty cool ones that I have to look up and find out more about, and started looking around on eBay, started talking to other dealers. Wow, Florida tokens are tough. They are, I mean, there's so many New York tokens, so many Ohio tokens, so many, they're just everywhere. But Florida tokens are kind of rare. I mean, they're tough. So, and you find those good Florida tokens with your metal detector, you might really have something. Some little small nickel-sized token that you find anywhere else might be worth $5. You find a Florida one, it's likely worth $30 to $50, and if it's in nice shape, and depending on where it's from, whether it's a lumber camp or whether it's you know, something like that, you're going to have something good in the hundreds of dollars. The Florida Token book, that's a great book. If you're serious about collecting Florida tokens, you have to have. Oh, you got the original one.
Yes, I got them both, and I'm actually listed in the supplement as a contributing author. So
Nice. What
yeah,
did you
so I've
contribute?
got that. So Jeff, we better pull that name, my friend.
Yeah, we got it. So as Richard was nice enough to give a half real from the 1600s from Peru, I believe it was. And one lucky winner is going to win it. Now, as always, you know, you have to be a member of Treasure Talk YouTube. And I did check. So when I put all the names in my random name picker and I pick the name, I check. If you're not a member, boom, you get kicked. It's real easy to do. You just hit the subscribe button. Then you hit the notifications bell and ask for all notifications. and then you send an email to treasuretalkshow@gmail.com. Let me know you did that, and I can check and make sure everything's good. You always have to be tuned in to win, and when I call the name, you will have 3 minutes to text me at my number with your name and you are here. And once I get that, I'll give Phil the high sign, and then I'll tell you what the next step is. So get ready, people. You'll have 3 minutes to text me at my number with your name and that you are here, and you will win a half real from Richard. James Frazier, you are the winner of the half real. If you are watching, text me with 3 minutes. If not, I'll go on to somebody else.
Yeah,
Ooh,
he's up in, I think he's a little north of us. He just got a detector from me a couple weeks ago. So James Arthur Fraser. Hey, we did have a question. Jocelyn just told me Roy Goodall asked me about the Florida tokens. He was asking about what type of Florida toll tokens and about the value of them. And you know, if it's a toll token, chances are the state of Florida probably made, I would think, thousands, hundreds of thousands. So just like coins, anything that's rare or there weren't, you know, hundreds of thousands of them made and the condition is great, they would be worth money. But I got a feeling on a toll token, it might not be worth as much.
You're right. You're right. Now there are, not to be confused though, because there's toll tokens, but then there's transit tokens. And a transit token would have been a token like to cross the Causeway Bridge,
Right.
or something of that matter, where it's a toll bridge, but you can buy a pack of tokens at the beginning of the month, and then you could use those and whatnot. And they help them keep track of it and all that. And some of those transportation tokens like that, there's some, like just for the Tampa area, there's probably about 30 or 40 different ones if you wanted all the transportation and local. So
I would imagine the location has an effect on it too. If it was to Key West, that token might be for a toll token or for the Key West toll bridge or something. That might be worth something, but it just
Yeah,
depends, I guess.
yeah. Well, there's a ferry. There was a couple ferries here and there that went to off the keys to different smaller keys that were right nearby and whatnot. Those ferry tokens are very, very highly sought after and collectible.
Right.
You know why? Because most of them got corroded from the salt water down there, so it's really hard to get a good condition one.
Absolutely.
Very high value. Yeah.
So, Jeff, did we get our winner?
We did.
All right. Congratulations, James.
So he will send me all his information, and I will forward it on to you, Richard.
Okay. The best thing, though,
I think all you need was his name, address, and phone number, correct?
right. Yeah, get all that information, but it would be great if he can make it to one of the WSAS meetings, the treasure meeting, or to the coin show this coming on Saturday in 4 weeks from now. We could hold it for him that way too, but either way, we could drop it in the mail to him too.
Well, you never know with Arthur and Rose. They gallivant all over the world, so you never know. They may just do that.
They might come down and come to your store or come to the club meeting. And just for a reminder to folks, that is January I'm looking at my calendar. Looks like the 17th. Is that correct? Tuesday the 17th. I think that is if I got the right calendar up there.
Well, look at your Florida calendar, Phil.
I got the light lined to me in the eye, so it looks like it. I got the lights shining right in my eyes. It's the third Tuesday of January, and it's at Richard's store, of course, which is on Central Avenue.
Down.
Richard?
January
7th. You guys are a hoot.
It's 13336 North Central Avenue.
See that, Phil?
That's it.
The Coinicopia building. So I got the card right here. So if somebody wants to. That wasn't right.
Oh, how's your head? You don't have a bump on your head, do you?
No, that was the camera.
Oh, I thought you were on your head.
That was my camera. Now it's not working.
Well, you know.
Am
Well,
I back?
Well,
Yeah, you're
you're gonna
back.
get a nice coin. It's a half real. It's from Peru. I don't recall if it's from the Potosi Mint or it could be from the Lima Mint or one of those. But it's going to be a cob, which is not a it's not a perfect round made coin. It's a basically a hand pressed coin, if you want to call it hand cut, hand pressed. It's rough edges. They come in all different shapes. They're going to have the Spanish cross on one side, and then on the other side, it has what looks like a tic-tac-toe board with a lion in one part and a castle in the other part, and then the mint mark. Then the assayer, and the assayer was the person in charge of making the coins at that time. It's going to have all that information on the other side. Really nice, really sought after shipwreck type coins. And this coin actually came out of the ground at the beach in Peru from a friend of mine that I'm getting ready to go detect with in Peru, and I'm just dying. I can't wait to go. But
That's awesome.
but he actually found this himself.
I'm putting some pictures up of now. These aren't anything I found. This is off Gary Drayton's book.
Oh
And
yeah,
those are cobs there. So you
there
see
you
they're
go.
all different shapes and sizes. They're
Yep.
by weight. So that's cool, Richard. Well, it looks like we're at that magic hour.
Yes, we are. Yes,
All
we
right.
are.
Richard, I want to thank you for coming on here again with us. And of course, I'll see you on Tuesday night, the 17th of January at the Metal Detecting Club meeting. But thanks for coming on here. You did an awesome job, as you always do. And we didn't probably get half of the questions, but people learned a lot, I'm sure. And thank you, Jeff, and thank you, Jocelyn.
All right. Thank you,
And
guys.
the winner wants to know when's the coin show.
The coin show is the first Saturday of the month, so that would be February. Hold on.
I can't see my calendar that far.
It's going to be on the 4th, February 4th.
So
February
Arthur
4th.
can go to the show on that Saturday, and then he can come down to the shop and see me and buy some more metal detecting gear.
Yeah, you're really only 10 minutes away. Just hop on the interstate.
On
You're
the
right off the
interstate.
interstate. I'm right off the interstate. Boom, boom.
It's so fast when I go to the Metal Detecting Club meeting because I live real close to my shop. I just jump on the interstate and get off at Fletcher and come back around the other way. It takes me like 5 minutes.
Yeah.
There's no
Easy
traffic.
to get to from coming from out of town or something like that. It's easy to get to both of our shops. Mhm.
Yes, it is for sure.
Right. And remember that Jocelyn is here, and nobody forgets that you're here, Jocelyn. I promise you.
They know you're here.
Hi, Jocelyn. I love you.
Richard just said he loves you.
I love you too, Richard. You're my favorite.
Not Jeff, just Richard.
Not me. Forget me.
Oh, Jeff, we
I
love
love
you.
you too, Jeff. I'm sorry.
We
love
gotta
you,
go.
everybody.
We gotta go. Jocelyn's getting cold.
Yes, I got to
All
take her
right.
to. We got to go grocery
He's only
shop.
set up about 85, so
You
it's
see, I
chilly.
took my big shirt off because it's hot in here now.
Oh, no.
All righty, guys. Well, thank you, and thanks
All right.
again.
Thanks for having me, and I hope to see you guys again.
Oh, absolutely. Thank you,
Thank
Richard.
you very much for
We'll see
coming
you
by,
now.
and thank
Bye-bye.
you for the great giveaway. So everybody, I hope you enjoyed the show. Now you will get to see on Treasure Tales Thursday night at 8 p.m. Big Poppy
Big Poppy, I'm
Joe
signing in
Busy.
for that. That's Joe
and
Busy.
Big and Duo. So make sure you're here 8 o'clock Thursday night. It's Big Poppy. So we'll see everybody then. Happy hunting and dig deeper. Good night, everybody.
Good night. We'll see you, Jeff.